Hi, my name is Jack Bourne. I'm the founder of Deadline Funnel, and I want to share with you a snippet of an onboarding call that I did with a Deadline Funnel client where I role played how exactly she could change her emails so that she could make them a lot more effective. What I want to do is I want to set up the context for this and talk about the questions that this is going to answer for you and why this is so important for you. So, have you ever wondered or heard debates? Maybe you've thought to yourself, hey, I've heard this concept of moving the free line. So how much free content, how much teaching should I do before I've earned the right to start selling? Or when is the most effective when is the most effective time to switch from the teaching portion over to the selling? So if you've ever wondered that, I'm going to give you the answer in just a sec. And also, once you figure out when that's supposed to be, how exactly do you transition? You may have heard on webinars when someone transitions from the beginning part, the teaching part over to the selling part, you can hear a change in their energy, their confidence, the tonality. You can hear exactly. It just sounds completely different. They were confident when they were teaching, but then all of a sudden something happened when they were selling, or maybe they're overcompensating in their energy when they start selling. So what's the best way to transition so there's not this jarring auto effect of, oh wow, we're switching from teaching over to selling. So what's the best way to do that? Well, actually, advanced marketers do something completely different. They don't look at it as two separate phases. They actually look at it as, how can we be persuading from the very first word or the very first email? And what I mean by that is, as you'll hear in just a second with this snippet where I'll let you eavesdrop on a client call, what if there was a way for you to very comfortably weave client testimonials, and also drop the hint that there's a course or whatever it is that you're offering without it sounding like you're pitching at all. So to do it in a way where it's almost invisible. So you're persuading from the very first word or very first email, but it doesn't feel like it. So what you're about to hear is that section of the onboarding call. Now, I'd only turned on the recorder halfway through the call, or actually towards the very, very end. So what you're going to hear, I'm jumping right into a role play where I'm sort of talking through how she could change her email. So she has a follow-up series, which is a 5-day challenge. So people sign up, they go into a 5-day challenge, which is an email a day for 5 days. And so I'm talking about how she can make it so that it's not a 5-day challenge that's free and then, oh, we have something to sell. I just want you, so when I start talking about welcome to day 2, I'm sort of talking through the email itself. So here we go. I think you're really going to enjoy this. And even if you don't use Deadline Funnel, you'll be able to apply the concepts to your own marketing so that you can be persuading from the very, very beginning, even though it feels like, and in reality you are teaching, but you're still persuading from the very, very first email or the very first word of your webinar. So here we go. So welcome to day 2. Before I share with you today's challenge, I want to give you some context about where this came from. We've got, about 6 months ago, Barbara came to us after having tried X and Y and Z, and she was really frustrated because, she was experiencing symptom 1 and 2 and 3, and no matter what she tried, nothing was working. In fact, she wrote to us and said, blah, 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 in quotes. And, she went through, she learned a technique that we call the ABC technique, that she picked up from our training course, X, Y, and Z. And that really helped her. So if you have these types of symptoms, you're going to love today's challenge because it comes right from our main course, and other people have paid for this, but you get it. Like we want to this is so valuable. We wanted to share it with you right now. Here's how it works. Ready? And then you describe it. Okay.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
so I've
Yes, I
so
love that.
so you've told us, you haven't felt sold to, I don't think.
No,
Do you?
no,
Okay,
I do not.
so there's like this story context from it, and I'm actually excited. Like, okay, wow, like yeah, I have that problem and that problem, and yeah, I can totally relate to that. And you're using her quotes and maybe a picture of her, and so now I'm all pumped up. It's like a really, it's instead of just being a dry like, okay, today do X, Y, and Z. There's a story behind it, and the story happens to include, this came from chapter 4 of our or module 4 of our full training course, but we decided we had to give this to you because so many people deal with symptom 1, 2, and 3. And a lot of people try to solve that with, you know, alternative solution A or B, but that doesn't work. And if you've tried that, then you know that that doesn't work either. But this does.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay.
So now I've also thrown shade in the direction of possible other things that they could try, right?
Right.
But it's all in the like it again. It doesn't feel pitchy. I'm just telling you the story of like where this came from, and like other people. The reason why we had to include this, even though it's part of our paid course, is because it's such a problem. And if you've dealt with this, you probably have tried alternative to our course 1 and 2, and you've probably been frustrated, like Barbara was. In fact, Barbara wrote, I've tried X, Y, and Z, and it just didn't work. But thank you for this technique. So you want to make it more about the technique, not about the course, okay?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
give the technique a name. Thank you for sharing the XYZ technique with me. It was amazing. Like if that alone was worth the cost of admission. Okay, so we're giving this one to you for free. Here's how it works. 1, 2, and 3. So
That's
in that email, you've shared little crumbs of information that are going to help set up the sale, and people are going to actually appreciate that you're getting this, but then it won't be some big switcheroo surprise. So one of the hardest things that marketers deal with is a lot of people have this idea of, okay, whether it's a webinar or an email series, like, okay, this is the portion where I'm just giving information and teaching, and then somehow I've got to transition to, hey, I've got something for sale, as opposed to what advanced marketers do, which is they're giving information, but they're structuring it in a way like I just did, where I'm selling from the first word that comes out of my mouth.
yeah.
And so by the time you reach the end, it's not a surprise that there's something for sale. You're excited that you're looking forward to it. And I've added in testimonials. I've invalidated other options. Like I've done these things in the emails, but you don't feel like you've been pitched to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. I'm super excited about changing that part of it up.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Because we do not have a traffic issue. We definitely have a conversion issue. So we really want to fix that really, really bad.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Oh my gosh, this has been so insightful, and we've gone way over the time, and I want to be conscious of your time, but thank you, thank you, thank you for all of those little gems. I'm super excited right now.
Would it be okay with you if I shared the recording of it? Because I don't think you revealed anything, super secret. I think it was mostly me talking. Would it be okay if I shared that with some of my deadline funnel clients, just like the concept?
Oh yeah, can you share it with me too? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just turned my call recorder on and I was wishing that I had been recording the whole time and I wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send that to you definitely, and then thank you for permission to share that as well.